Dear friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rahul Sharma and I will be presenting before you the 19th module titled Pricing Considerations and Approaches under the paper of Tourism and Hospitality Marketing. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the meaning and importance of pricing, understand the major factors affecting tourism and hospitality pricing, and analyze different pricing approaches. Introduction. Tourism products includes bundle of goods and services. Goods make up the core product and services offer the distinctive advantage. For example, a tour package will consist of tangibles such as travel, food and accommodation. These are the basic components that will be provided by majority of the service providers. In addition to the basic components, the intangible part that includes the quality of service and adds on services gives the extra advantage to the seller. But this requires additional efforts from sellers. The service part increases as one moves up on the ladder towards high-end tourism offerings. Pricing in tourism is basically related with deciding the monetary value of both goods and services, that is, tangibles as well as intangibles. Usual pricing methods such as cost plus can be considered for pricing of tangible part, but the real challenge is in how to price intangible part of tourism products. One of the commonly used methods is looking at the close competitors and pricing the products based on competitors' price. But this method is only useful when offering of competitors are almost same. Also, pricing in hospitality and tourism vary with days, time, season and occasions etc. This makes pricing in tourism a challenging task in which many factors such as costs, fixed capacity, variation in demand and other factors needs to be balanced. Let us now discuss about the definition of price. In simple words, price is the exchange value of the product or service expressed in monetary terms. Both parties, that is buyer and seller, wants to maximize their benefit from this exchange, whereas buyer wants best value for money paid, seller wants to maximize profits. An interaction of different forces decide the final price to be charged, which is acceptable to all. Price is only element in marketing mix which earns money for the organization. In the service industry, the term price is called by different names like fees and commission etc. Moving on to next part, let's discuss about objectives of pricing. The process of setting price of products or services starts with deciding pricing objectives. Pricing objectives are the foundation for framing pricing policies and strategies to be implemented by the organization. Although pricing objectives may differ from one organization to another organization, following can be considered as most common pricing objectives. Any organization decides the objectives as per organization requirements because all the objectives cannot be achieved at one time. Different objectives of pricing can be: number 1, survival. If organization has overcapacity, facing intense competition or changing consumer demand, then survival can be the main objective. As long as price is able to cover variable cost and some part of fixed cost, company will remain in the business. But survival can be only short term objective. In the long term, the organization must learn to earn profits. Number 2, financial performance. This objective focuses on the firm's level of profitability, rates of return on sales and equity, and cash flow. Most companies regularly monitor these performance measures and find it easy to use these measures as benchmarks or objectives while deciding the price of their products or services. Number 3, volume. This objective focuses on sales and increasing market share. These measures are based either on the number of units sold or amount of units sold. Volume objectives are specifically very common in the early stages of the product life cycle, when firm's main target is to build long-term sales and market share and are not very concerned with the profits. Number 4, image. This objective emphasizes on the organization's overall positioning strategy. An organization's position in the market is directly related with its price-quality relationship as perceived by consumers. The hotel industry can be divided by price into economy, comfort, and premium categories. Also, airline companies charges low fare for medical emergency travel. Such discounts increase the image of the firm. Number 5, competition. This objective takes into consideration the nature of the competitive environment. A company may want to keep competitive parity with the market leader or increase the difference between itself and market followers. There is intense competition in the hospitality and tourism industry. For example, airline companies compete on price so intensely that there is always a question of survival in the industry. Now, let us start with the next section of pricing considerations. While deciding the price of a product or a service, several considerations related with supply, demand, and environment needs to be taken care of. Let us discuss each one in detail. And let us start with supply side considerations. Supply of tourism services have characteristics of perishability, domination of intangibles, geographical restrictions, and no gap between production and consumption. Characteristics that affect pricing are: number 1, perishability. Tourism and hospitality services tend to perish if not consumed. These services cannot be stored for future use. For example, if a hotel has a room capacity of 50 guests per day, it will host 350 guests in a week. It cannot host all the guests in a single day. These services needs to be consumed simultaneously with production. Unsold theme park entry tickets, rooms, train tickets cannot be sold for any other day and is ultimately a loss to the organization. As a result, occupancy is very important while deciding the price. Lower occupancy forces the organization to charge higher prices, whereas higher occupancy gives the leverage to charge lower prices. Number 2, intangibility. Hospitality and tourism services are dominated by intangibles, and attaching the monetary value to the intangibles is very difficult. Intangibility is used by the hotels to charge different prices of different rooms based on the views from the room window. A room facing mountains or sea will be perceived differently from the room facing a road. Number 3, geographically restricted operations. All tourism services faced geographical constraints. A national park can be enjoyed by the tourist only after getting there. This limits the reach of the park to the people who cannot get there. As a result, economies of scale are not possible, which generally leads to higher prices. Number 4, substitutes. Substitutes play a very important role in deciding the prices of a product or a service. Availability of substitutes increase total supply and gives the option to the customer to choose different options. For example, high-end train travel is substituted by low-cost airlines. However, all components of tourism may not have relevant substitutes. Example, a national park or a beach is very unique and not substitutable. If substitutes are not available, then it is very obvious that prices will increase as demand will go up. This is clear as most of the tourist destinations become very expensive in the peak season. Number 5, fixed capacity. Tourism services usually have a fixed capacity which is very difficult to increase in short duration of time. A hotel room can accommodate only a fixed number of guests, or an aircraft has limited number of seats. Because supplies are limited, price is bound to increase with increase in demand. The supplier uses advance bookings and differential pricing based on booking timings to ensure full capacity utilization. Number 6, objectives of the organization. Price contributes significantly towards achievement of organization's objectives. If objective is survival, organization needs to charge prices which covers variable cost and some part of the fixed cost. If objective is volume, then prices are charged low, but if objective is to create a premium image, then prices needs to be set at a high level, as customers see direct relationship between price and quality. Number 7, competition. High competition in market brings down prices as it increases supply and decreases inefficiencies. High competition in the airlines industry has made air travel affordable to Indian middle class. Tourists from India are traveling to Thailand, Singapore, and multiple other places because of affordable prices due to competition. Now, let us start with demand side considerations. Tourists' perceptions about services affect demand as well as price. The demand related factors affecting price are: number 1, level of demand. Price is highly influenced by the level of demand. High demand leads to high prices as consumers compete for the product or service. This scenario is often found in unique tourist spots with regular demand throughout the year. Seller increase price to increase revenue and profits, but price cannot be increased beyond a certain limit, as increased price may decrease demand. Number 2, value perception. Value perception of price is very subjective and differs among different consumer segments. Value perception also changes with time and location. There are many types of costs that a tourist bears, such as psychological cost, that is perception of risk or efforts needed, physical costs, that is bad seats or bad weather, etc., and time costs, that is waiting in the queues. To avoid all these, tourists may be ready to pay more, and any offer takes care of all these costs is likely to have more value perception in the minds of tourists. Number 3, demand pattern. There is lot of fluctuations in demand in hospitality and tourism industry. Majority of the tourists travel during the peak seasons for best experience. As a result, there is more demand as compared to supply in peak season and less demand in case of off season. Marketers adjust prices to match the demand with the supply, that is, high prices are charged in peak season to offset the loss in the off season. Because of climate, India has seasonal demand wherein majority of international tourists visit between September and March, whereas the remaining year is off season because of heat and humid weather. Marketers charge high price during peak season but reduce prices in off season to attract price sensitive customers. The next in line are environmental side considerations. There are many forces in external environment which affects demand and supply and ultimately affects price also. Number 1, market structure. Level and type of competition in the market has direct effect on price. There can be no competition or intense competition, positive competition or negative competition, competition with similar or dissimilar products. Less competition will enable service providers to charge higher prices, whereas positive or healthy competition will reduce the prices. In simple words, competition in similar product market will lead to high price sensitivity among the tourists. Number 2, government policies. Marketers have to follow the government regulations on prices. In India, dual price policy is there wherein foreign tourists pay in dollars and Indians in rupees for the same service. Generally, foreign tourists pay more as dollars remain relatively stronger. The entry fee of various destinations are also different for foreign and Indian tourists. Number 3, exchange rate fluctuations. All foreign tourists are affected by the exchange rate variations in the destination country as well as origin country. Exchange rate fluctuations have direct impact on the price competitiveness of destinations. A country with stable exchange rate usually attracts more foreign tourists as it is easy for the foreign tourists to take the decisions. Let us now discuss about pricing approaches. While fixing the prices, 3 approaches can be used, either individually or in combination with one another. These approaches are cost oriented pricing, demand oriented pricing, and competitive pricing. Cost oriented pricing method of fixing price is seller oriented. As the name implies, this method uses a firm's cost to provide a product or service as a basis for pricing. Generally, firms want to set a price high enough to cover costs and make a reasonable profit. Two types of costs can be considered while fixing the prices: fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed costs do not vary with changes in sales volume. For example, restaurants' investment in a building, kitchen equipment, and tables before they begin to serve customers. Variable costs are the costs associated with doing business and it vary with change in sales volume. For example, restaurants incur costs for raw material for food, cleaning services, labor that is directly related to the level of sales. Using the approach of break-even analysis, break-even point can be applied to explore the relationships between cost, sale and profit. The break-even point, also called as BEP, is no profit, no loss point where total cost is equal to total revenue. In simple words, the break-even point is the number of units that must be sold at a given contribution margin to cover the firm's total fixed cost. That is, BEP in units is equal to total fixed cost divided by selling price minus variable cost. The break-even point in rupees can be calculated by multiplying the selling price per unit by the break-even point in units. Break-even analysis is an easy method for analyzing potential pricing strategies, but one must be very careful to use only costs that are pertinent to the decision so that the results are accurate. Cost plus pricing is one of the most widely used approaches to pricing in this industry. The pricing for a product or service is fixed by adding a fixed markup to the cost of producing and marketing the product or service. The markup is in the form of a percentage and the price is fixed by using the following equation. Price is equal to ATC plus M into ATC, where ATC is the average total cost per unit and M is the markup, percentage divided by 100%. Total average cost per unit can be calculated by adding the variable cost per unit to the fixed cost per unit. The fixed cost per unit is simply the total fixed cost divided by the number of units sold. For example, suppose a hotel has a total 1000 rupees cost of offering a room and would like to have a 200% markup. The selling price or room rate would be calculated as price equal to 10,000 rupees plus 200 divided by 100 into 1000. It would come out to be 3000 rupees. This approach is well acceptable because it is simple and focuses on covering costs and making a profit. However, one must have a good understanding of the firm's different types of costs in order to price effectively. Some costs are completely fixed, but other costs may be semi-fixed. Semi-fixed costs are fixed till a certain range of sales but vary when sales go outside that range. The main issue in this approach are the problem of determining the relevant costs and not taking into consideration consumer demand and the competition. Target return pricing is another type of cost-oriented pricing that sets the price to earn a target rate of return on a firm's investment. This approach is more mature than the cost plus approach because it focuses on an overall rate of return for the business rather than a desired profit per unit. Price can be fixed by applying the formula of price equal to ATC plus desired dollar return divided by unit sales. This approach is relatively simple, but it still ignores competitors' prices and consumer demand. For example, suppose someone wants to sell souvenir caps in a tourist area of a popular destination such as the Goa in India. If he or she wants to make 10,000 rupees a year, assuming the average total cost is rupees 6, and he or she sells average of 20 caps per day, the price would be calculated as follows. Price is equal to 6 plus 1000 divided by 20 into 365. The price would come out to be 7.36. It is important to have accurate estimates for the sales and costs in order to price effectively. Demand oriented pricing takes into account the customer perceptions of value as the starting point. The main objective of this pricing approach is to fix prices to capture more value, not to maximize volume. Under this approach, buyers are evaluated for their willingness to pay for a particular product or service. This technique uses more of a psychological approach than quantitative one. Although it is not very rational when perceived price is less than the cost, on the other hand, if the perceived price is too high and the fixed as such, customers may feel cheated later on, which may badly impact the image of the firm. So modifications are required to fill the gap between perceptions and costs. If the perceived price is lower than cost, desired value can be added in the offer to increase the perceived price. On the other hand, if the perceived price is too high, additional features can be provided to justify the product. This approach is very effective in tourism as costs of all the intangibles cannot be calculated specifically, the cost of damaging the natural areas. Thus, eco tours are usually very high priced based on the perception of tourists. Competitive pricing places emphasis on fixing price by taking into consideration direct competition. Some companies allow others to fix prices and then fix their prices accordingly, either at par, below or above the competition. This method is also known as going rate pricing, that ensures that the prices charged for the product and services will almost be within the same range as prices for competitive products in the same geographic area. This method, however, has following limitations. First, take the example of two similar firms. One is new in the market and the other has been operating in the market for many years. The new firm is likely to have higher fixed costs, such as loan with a high interest rate that must be paid each month. On the other hand, the already established firm might have a lower loan payment each month and very few costs. Because of these differences, the already established firm will have lower fixed operating expenses and would charge lower prices even if all other expenses are equal. Secondly, other expenses may also vary among different firms. Labor costs may be lower or higher depending on the skill level of the personnel, their experience, and several other factors that may come into play. For this reason, it is very risky for managers to rely entirely on the prices of a direct competitor when setting their own prices. Each firm is different from another and has its own unique costs and profit structure. Although one monitors the competition, prices should never be based entirely on prices charged by a competitor. In the end, let us summarize the complete discussion. Price is the monetary value of the offering, and fixing this value right is very important for the survival and success of a firm in the market. Price of a product or service depends upon many factors such as demand, supply, cost and environment. All these factors needs to be analyzed very carefully before fixing the price. The cost oriented, demand oriented and competition oriented are the three main approaches used in tourism industry to fix the prices. Thank you.